We live in a world of frictionless convenience. Food arrives with a tap. Entertainment streams instantly. We manage the logistics of daily life without speaking to another human being. But beneath this efficiency lies a quiet reality of intense isolation. This dual-axis line graph shows a sharply rising curve of digital connectivity, intersecting and perfectly mirroring a steep climb in self-reported loneliness. We are the most digitally linked generation to ever exist, yet we are recording the highest levels of isolation in human history. If we rewind the data along a historical timeline, we see a long, flat baseline. For 99% of human history, human connection was a mandatory byproduct of survival and proximity. You didn't have to search for it. The structure of daily life made it unavoidable. Today, that natural proximity is gone. Our daily survival no longer depends on the people living next door. It depends on global logistics and digital platforms. The physical community that once provided stability has been stripped away. If you feel disconnected, it is not an individual psychological failure. You are living inside a deliberately engineered system. This is the loneliness economy. The first pillar of this machine is the obsession with eliminating friction. Tech companies target the small inefficiencies of daily life, waiting in lines, commuting to an office, running errands, and automate them. This flowchart maps out a traditional daily routine filled with interconnected nodes of human interaction. By removing physical friction with high-speed digital bypass lines, the system accidentally eradicated the micro-social interactions that historically anchored us. The human elements gray out and disappear. Social media promised to bridge the gap left by lost physical communities, but platforms abandoned relationship building to optimize for attention. Deep relationship structures are filtered out, leaving only superficial engagement metrics at the bottom of the funnel. You gain followers, but lose emotional support. The psychological toll of this model is severe. Algorithms prioritize carefully curated highlight reels, forcing us into a cycle of social comparison. Every scroll creates the illusion that everyone else has a more fulfilling life, intensifying feelings of inadequacy. By substituting authentic intimacy with infinite hollow engagement, modern technology has actively engineered a much deeper state of loneliness. This stylized map illustrates the next pillar of isolation, economic mobility. Illuminated points break away from tight clusters, spreading across a vast, empty expanse. Career and educational incentives require young professionals to abandon their hometowns and long-term social networks. Success often mandates relocation. The structural trade-off of this ambition is stark. Relocation generates economic opportunity, but it destroys the foundational emotional stability that comes from long-term familiarity. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so do modern markets. The business world quickly recognized the social void created by mobility in tech and stepped in to commercialize it. This feedback loop diagram illustrates how systemic isolation feeds directly into digital subscription revenue. Dating apps, subscription communities, and digital entertainment generate corporate profit by monetizing the void, reinforcing the very isolation the system manufactured. The modern economy transformed human connection. What was once a free, abundant survival resource is now a scarce commodity that must be rented. These emotional shifts create measurable consequences across entire populations. Chronic loneliness is a structural failure of modern systems. This multi-layered bar chart tracks the systemic consequences. There is a direct, measurable correlation between rising chronic loneliness and spikes in systemic healthcare costs, alongside severe drops in workplace productivity. The loneliness economy is not a deliberate conspiracy. It is simply a machine that perfectly executed market incentives, prioritizing convenience, efficiency, and profit over human well-being. As artificial intelligence automates communication, the human elements of trust and shared experience become increasingly rare. These are qualities technology cannot manufacture. In an automated world, the person who can establish authentic rapport and a loyal network has access to opportunities and information that algorithms cannot touch. In a world designed to capture attention and automate existence, real connection is a necessity. Building deep relationships has become the ultimate competitive advantage for navigating the loneliness economy.